Hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining us yet again. We are here at the same studio we were the last time. Yeah, because things worked out so well. We decided, okay, cool, let's do it again.
You just say that because it's your house.
Come on, my guy, don't expose the house like that, man.
Oh, wow.
Last week we spoke about more personal matters like, masculinity, all those types of things, which was very nice. I enjoyed the conversation because it's something that's not spoken about very often in today's, in this day and age.
My bro, did you forget to introduce us? Yeah.
Yo, that's cack through. That's cack through.
Anyway, move along.
By this time, you guys should know who we are, though. Being honest, you guys should know who we are. I'm Yaas. To the left of me, my co-host Miki.
Yeah. What's up?
You happy now?
Well done. Well done. I think that's good.
You good? Okay, cool.
We're gonna keep this cut.
Yes.
So when you see this, realize that we fucked up.
Yeah, it's fine. Because, I do believe, though, we're on what now? Episode 4 already, my guy.
Yeah.
And if people have watched the previous, they know who we are.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, you can't really just.
We're
not.
That's dangerous.
That's a sensitive topic there.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Get the producer to censor that out.
Yeah. Beep. Okay, so what are we on about today, my guy?
So today we're gonna be talking about the land in which we liveth, South Africa.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, problems.
Oh Lord.
So let's start with, we're gonna be speaking about South Africa and many things that's actually going on in the country. The three major topics is number one, the one thing that we all have come to know very well and hate, but also have become accustomed to, the shedding.
Your load shedding.
Load shedding. So number one, load shedding, right? We all can agree that load shedding is stupid.
It's uncalled for.
The problem I have, and I'm going to get right into this, everyone, is the following. South Africa, number one, is a coastal country for the most part.
Yeah.
Why? Explain for not 10 marks, not 20 marks, but for 150 marks.
It's a big question.
Hold on. Explain for 150 marks. Why can't we have hydro plants?
Essays on a postcard. Send.
Right, let us know. So here's the first thing. Yes, for those who are in the Western Cape, the DA does have a hydro plant, a dam, which is why City of Cape Town people within Cape Town get a lower level of load shedding, and they tend to push the load shedding people from Cape Town to later parts of the night. I don't experience load shedding during the day where I stay.
There's better control.
There's much more control, and it's just a smidgen of the amount of, not that this is political, but that's what the DA has done. They've introduced hydro plants. Now why, for 150 marks, can South Africa not do the same?
Yeah, all along the coast. Because, there's so many rivers.
Right? Not even just along the coast. Further up in parts of South Africa where it's not coastal cities, there's, like you said, rivers.
There's rivers, there's dams, there's all of those things.
When was the last time we had water shortages, bruh? South Africa is booming that these days, bruh.
But also, we have a threat of water shortages coming, though.
Water shedding and load shedding. You might as well flip and cut my tax. Tax shedding. That is the one for the people.
Yo.
No?
That's mad, bruh. That actually makes me think of something else which is off topic, so I won't even go down there. We'll get to that in, I think, maybe one of the next episodes regarding tax as it is.
Oh yeah.
And females in the workforce. But
we'll
get there. We'll get there.
I know about that. No, I know.
Yeah. I know you know what I'm talking about, but we'll get there for you guys. Don't worry.
One day when we big.
One day when we all can understand. But yeah, look, load shedding is, it all boils down to one thing at the moment in this country, is the fact that there's just too much corruption.
Yeah.
All of the issues that we currently face within the country is due to corruption. And even though, yes, you don't really want to get political, it stems down to politics and corruption within the system. In the matrix, it's like, it's a rip-off. It's an absolute rip-off.
Yeah.
Because there's so many private entities that are involved with government things.
That actually leads to one of the other talking points coming in this episode. But carry on.
Exactly, yeah. Now that's the thing, because I mean, if you look at load shedding on its own, there's so many private investors in Eskom and all of those, the major companies which are responsible for giving us power. Is that there's so much from external stakeholders that the government only has so much say, which is a problem. And there's so much corruption that leads down the pipelines, down to the delivery of freaking coal to the stations, to the power stations, to the coal and the, because there was a story that came out with regards to they are, for example, there are 5 to 6 trucks of coal that need to get to the power station.
Yeah.
They weigh the trucks and everything, it goes through the weighing area and all of that and whatever, and only 4 trucks make it. Where's the other 2 trucks?
Explain for 10 marks. Where are the other 2 trucks?
They already paid for. So like you order your food on Uber Eats or Mr. Delivery or some shit, right? And you order 3 burgers, you only get 2, but you already paid for the stuff. And that's exactly the same thing that's happening. So, however, somebody's getting that money, right? What now?
We were the sound effects. We need a soundboard.
You are the soundboard.
Yeah, but no.
So somebody's getting that money, and that person is personally gaining from it. However, the people, us, sitting here, are losing out. And it's sickening.
Why?
It's actually sickening. This topic makes me sick. Bro.
Why?
This topic makes me sick.
Why?
Ugh.
Look, talking about corruption and so on, right? So, what you said is exactly true. There was actually, when Stage 6 kicked in, there was articles about this all over ENCA, which you could trust to the better part of the
among the media outlets.
Yeah.
Out there.
There was articles that spoke about how they were, while we're talking now, we're filming this on my phone, right? I saw now that there's a load shedding notification. Wow. Not that it impacts us because we're Gucci, We are prepared. We're prepared for Eskom, bro. Because that may be one of the other areas that I have listed.
Also true.
But just double check.
Yeah.
Anyway. There was an article that came out speaking about how South Africa exports those resources, renewable energy resources, to other countries.
What a joke.
Right?
What a joke.
So these trucks of coal, going out of South Africa, but we don't have energy. So again,
what an actual joke.
Yeah, again, there are oceans, right? There are there's scientists that are smart enough to create in South Africa nuclear. They can create nuclear power stations. And the problem with all these things is simply the following, right? And this is going to be a bit of a joke. For those who know, the USA and the UK is going through a recession, and they're also having rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
So for the South Africans that thought you could escape load shedding,
yeah, shame.
Squinch!
You can take yourself out of South Africa. You can't take South Africa out of you.
I was gonna say, yeah, bruh. And that I think that's Eskom's new motto, bruh. Because I say this all the time. South Africa, beautiful country.
Yeah, look, personally, I also think South Africa, Cape Town specifically for me.
I like Cape Town.
For me, Cape Town specifically, the most beautiful place in the world. We've got everything that you could actually imagine. Everything, bruh. Wherever you're gonna go in the world, still there's something similar here in South Africa.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that comes down to the fact, like I was saying, the article about us exporting, right? South Africa is known for exporting. We have a very big exporting,
import-export
business, because we're also we're a dock nation, right?
We were the trading capital of the world.
And we are in Cape Town. We are a dock city. You know what I mean? So
shame, the poor country, my guy. Makes me sad.
Yeah, bro. Anyway, so another thing that this is now in regards to what you spoke about, the corruption. South Africa has been greylisted.
What does that mean?
For those who don't know, Exhibit A. So greylisting is in regards to the fair trade policy of export and import in regards to the amount of corruption and fraud happening in the country. So when a country is greylisted, right, South Africa is the latest of majority of the African countries that's been greylisted. That means any outside investor that wants to invest in South Africa, they have to be checked, like by, there's a group, I can't get to the name of it, I think it's the F or something. They have to be checked. There's so many extra checks because South Africa is one of the most, on the list of 10 countries in the world, one of the most corrupt countries in the world. So people know that they can come to South Africa, and because also our exchange rate is so low, the dollar is way stronger, because the world runs on dollars, right? And dirhams, that's the two currencies that dominate. So they know for a fact that they can outsource business to South Africa and pay people here maybe 10% above our minimum wage, but to the companies, they can pay less. And this speaks to, they can pay the people less according to the people in their own countries.
Yes.
So like that's why you also South Africa is full of call centers.
Yeah, because it's outsourced from places like the US.
Bruh, BPO for days, bruh.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention names of BPOs. We all know who I'm talking about. You know them.
Major ones out there.
Yeah, you know you.
And I
who
mean,
you are, Maitland.
Look, if you look, the thing is, if you work at a call center, you know all the other call centers as well.
Yes.
You know the clients of the call centers.
We know.
And
We
all
come
of that.
from call centers.
And the thing is, it's like, for example, right? To employ 10 people here in South Africa, it's gonna cost them the same amount to employ maybe 2 to 3 people in their home country.
Not even two.
I mean, that depends.
Look,
depends.
Let's for argument's sake this, right? So there was a study done. The average salary in the US right now, in order for you to have a sustainable life, in places like New York City or in Miami, right?
Okay.
Or even like vaster parts, that because remember, America's going through a recession.
Yeah.
There's states that are like they have no tax, like Miami
Yeah,
is one
yeah,
taxable
yeah.
state. But to live in Miami, right? People's rent is like
Yeah, but that's like the more
$1,700.
expensive places
But what
to
I'm
stay
saying,
in the
like, that's
US, though.
the census area.
Okay.
$1,700 for rent in Miami. Right?
Sure.
Now, hold on. For 10 marks, and you can check this. How much is $1,700 right now to rent? Right? This is how you make yourself realize how fucked this country is.
Well, how much did you say? 1.7, eh?
$1,700 to rent. Buffering.
Yo, that is about 30k.
30k a month, bruh, on just rent. Hold on. That is not even half, or it's a small percentage of South Africans earn that type of money.
Yes, 100%. That's way above our minimum.
Bruh, that's like 30 to 40% above our minimum wage.
That's way above minimum.
So the greylisting, what that's going to cause for the economy as well is the following. That if you as a South African have a business, it's going to be hard for you to do import-export or deal with international countries in regards to trade, simply because you are from a country where your business is registered, and that country is high in debt and high in fraud and high in corruption. So for you business owners out there, including ourselves, we have to look at outside business opportunities.
Yeah.
Because South Africa, it will be easy for you to import here, but to export out is going to be a problem. And I think that greylisting of the country does cause a major a knock in the future. It will be something. Right now, it's new still, right? But with everything that is new, as you go along, we as South Africans, we have a tendency of getting used to things, right?
Yeah.
Like, for instance,
look at load shedding.
Load shedding's been around since 2000 and what?
Sure, I have no idea.
I think
it's been way too many years to count, to be honest with you.
I think load shedding's been around now. There was a thing on the news about it for the better half of maybe 8 years. It could be 8 or 10 years. I can't say off the top of my head.
Let's check.
Load shedding started when? 20?
No, it can't be 2022.
No, it's not. It's like 2000 and something. I remember I was still in primary school when it started.
Okay. This thing is taking me for a joke.
Anyway, so load shedding's been around for like the better half, let's just say more or less 10 years, right? Yeah, this thing is 2012. 2012. It was after the World Cup. It was after the World Cup, because the World Cup we had no such thing. So Africa had the World Cup, 2011 was great after the World Cup, and then 2012, load shedding. And
before the World Cup.
What? Wait,
2007, man.
2007.
2007.
Load shedding. Talking about
that?
load shedding, when South Africa had the World Cup, we didn't have load shedding.
Yes,
South Africa
that's
just
true.
had a very prestigious event recently.
Oh yeah, yo, what the actual clown show.
Now explain for 10 marks. We had the E-Prix, right? So that is a Formula Racing, the Formula E-Prix racing event in Cape Town for the first time in the history of the country. It was very successful, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Everyone that came to the EPRI, even the drivers were like, oh, it's so amazing to be in Cape Town because the course itself drove through the best parts
Because
of our
we
city.
have the
Your mountain
city.
on this side,
Exactly.
the stadium on that side, the waterfront, and then literally
And ocean.
the ocean
and
on that side.
shores and beauty.
It was also
just
cheap for them
everywhere.
to be here, right? So the EPRI was here. When the EPRI happened on the 25th of Feb?
Was now, yeah.
It was the 25th of Feb. I
It was
remember.
the 25th.
Yes,
Yes,
25th
yes,
because we
correct.
couldn't
Yeah,
go
yeah,
because of
yeah.
life.
Yeah, life got in the way. That's
yeah.
fine.
They're not. I don't want to say that.
That's fine. Life got in the way. It's fine.
For those who know, they know. You know
Yeah,
what we're talking
it's
about.
chilled.
Anyway,
They'll see it, so we can't go. Yeah.
we can't
It's
really
fine.
do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we couldn't go to the EPRI, we didn't. But during the time of the EPRI, that whole Saturday, there was fuck all load shedding.
That's true.
Nothing. Why? How can you have an event that requires electricity? So why did they choose in that day that grid was not understrained? That day only. Because they didn't want to embarrass our country.
Exactly.
Now that's the problem I face with load shedding. So load shedding is not going away. So get yourself an inverter set up. Get yourself
a UPS. Get yourself something.
portable.
An
It's gonna
alternative
be
form
an
of power.
investment, but
Yeah.
it will be good for you. And we've obviously covered the greylisting. We'll do some research on the greylisting as well of the
Yeah.
country. The last topic I want to talk about on today's episode
Yeah.
is the unemployment rate versus the employment rate in South Africa. And this is now a bit of a positive thumbs up to a certain extent, but it's like not. It's the lesser of the two evils. This is
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got some comments on it.
yeah, 100%.
But
So the rumor goes, or
Uh-huh.
the data shows, that the unemployment rate actually dropped by 0.7%. We're still above 30 something, but it dropped by 0.7 over the space of COVID. Since COVID hit in 2020,
basically, yeah.
beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 years. COVID hit about this time. Remember 3 years ago in 2020?
That's true.
In
Lockdown
March,
hit.
lockdown hit mid-March.
Yeah.
So think about it in a sense of it's been 3 years since COVID broke out. The country's economy broke, but the unemployment rate dropped. So how does that make sense, right?
Mm.
And I'm not saying unemployment isn't a thing. It's very hard to find a job, that we know. So if you have one, be grateful, Give shukr to Allah, you have a job, If you don't have a job, also give shukr to Allah.
You're still alive.
You know what I mean? You've got eyes, you've got a nose.
You're capable of getting a job
Let's
still.
not go down that route because that's
That's-
going to be another 3
Yeah,
hours.
yeah,
But-
yeah, yeah.
Long story short, the unemployment rate dropped when the economy was broken. Now, I want to understand. So, Uncle Cyril, if you do see this at any point in time, explain for 10 marks. Why did the unemployment rate drop during a time when no one was working? A select few of people only worked during the lockdown. A select few.
What's it called?
Most people got that TIRS benefit.
Aside from the TIRS benefit, essential workers were allowed to work, and that was about it.
Yeah, and I mean, essential workers, that is literally only 20% of our population in regards to the workplace, according to that same census data I looked at. So, if 20% of a workforce works, and this goes into economy, right? If you look at how an economy was built and how it was created, economy is literally the following. There are rich people that don't work, and there are poor people that work less jobs, and then there's middle class, working class, right? They keep food on the table for the rich people, for themselves, and even for the poor person, right? And what does that simply mean? That an economy only flourishes when there is rich and when there is poor. So how do you keep people poor? You keep them working at lower rates, at lower wages. South Africa is part of that problem because South Africa is also indoctrinated by the global economy,
Yeah.
which is controlled by what? The dollar.
Yeah. The
It's always been the
superpowers.
superpower of the dollar, right? So
Superpowers.
I think that looking at the unemployment rate, you have to ask yourself, if you're working right now, right, that means you're part of the other percentage of employed people. Because 36 point, I think it's 36 point something percent unemployment. Just double check that
At the
for
moment, 32.9.
me. 32.9% of the African population is unemployed, right? So if you of the latter, like us, part of the employed population,
7 actually.
32.7.
It was 32.9. It came down to 32.7.
Yeah. So, if you're part of that, that just means that you are contributing to someone else. So ask yourself the question, is my input versus my output favorable. I think that's important. So
Yeah.
you had some comments on the unemployment, right?
Well, here's the thing, right? So, yes, people are getting jobs in the country. That's all good and well,
Yes.
right? Fair enough. Good for the economy, looks good on paper because unemployment rate goes down. However, the jobs that people are getting, what jobs are they? If we look at what's happening at the moment, there's call centers opening up left, right, and center all over the country, right? And that's the majority of the jobs that are being taken. On those jobs, people are getting paid what? Minimum wage, just above minimum wage, just enough to stay afloat, just enough to get into work and get home again. Still stressed about we need to eat, we can only eat X, Y, and Z because we don't have money for this, that, the other, right? So yes, unemployment goes down, people are getting jobs, but are those people's quality of life actually improving because of the job?
No.
Or is it just adding stress just to have the bare minimum on the table every month?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that for me is a problem because yes, you can work, but then you're facing other problems like people are not happy. Because and if people are not happy, what do? They look for outlets. Drinking will go up. They're going to spend money on drinking rather because they just want to drown their sorrows because they're more unhappy because now they are getting a bit of money, but they still don't have enough money. You know, and I mean, it comes down to also there's a lot considering with regards to that because you get greed as well.
It's a domino effect, right?
That's the thing,
So stressful work, getting paid less, not being able to provide for your family because of the country's economy impacts your ability to provide. That impacts how you outlet it, like you said.
Exactly.
Drinking, I'm glad you touched on drinking because drinking, the people who own that, they're making a crap ton of money.
Yes,
Alcohol is non-taxable to people who are owning it. It's only taxable to you who buy it, right?
Syntax.
So-
only the syntax.
Right, but you buying alcohol to drown your sorrows, you know, it's helping you feel better or rather numb your feelings rather, and it's putting money in someone else's pocket, and then they don't pay tax on that alcohol sales, and then the places you buy the alcohol at also make some profit off you, and it's just a whole spiral, and then eventually accidents go up, the road accident fund doesn't pay out, the price of petrol goes up because
Exactly.
it's a domino effect simply because people are working not to live, but they're working to survive.
Just to survive, exactly. So they're not actually living. It's basically just slaves going every day to go fulfill duty, and there's no progression there either.
Yeah.
They just go fulfill what they need to do, and at the end of the day, they get what they get paid and everything, and it's just like they just continue in that cycle, and
You
that's
shouldn't have to
exactly
be there.
where they want I would say, the poor to stay, because the rich or the people who are owning these corporations and so on, they need that workforce, and in South Africa we can provide that workforce at a very low rate, and that's why it's like it's personally it's slave labor.
It is.
In
But
my
I mean,
opinion,
also,
it's
like,
slave labor.
this is not taking shots at any companies or at anybody. Like, if you feel that and this is like now also similar to the last episode 3, where we spoke about solitude, right? You need to decide if what you are doing are you doing it because you have to or because you want to. Now, most of us do it because we have to.
Yeah.
But then at certain places, I mean, I can say this, at the places that I've worked, I've enjoyed every hour of my job. And I think that that's just it. It's a job. It's not a career.
That's
So-
a big difference.
I think it's important for the people who watch this episode to realize that you have to sit and make a conscious decision on how you're going to move forward. Because working for someone else is not going to bring you any joy, but also it's not going to bring you that much money.
It's not going to give you the freedom that you're looking for.
Yes. If
'cause
you
that's
keep
what
food on
everybody
the
wants.
table, that's fine. And again, don't now quit your job and say, yeah, because I heard Miki and Yaas on the thing and say I need to be happy and working doesn't make me happy. That's not the case. That also speaks to when you don't feel like doing something, you have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of actually consciously sit and plan how you want to move
How are
forward.
you going to get out of the situation that
Yes.
you're currently in? So if you're unhappy at your workplace, or I'm not saying that you are, but I'm just as an example, you're unhappy with where you work at the moment. What are you doing? Have you taken a moment, taken a step back and assessed your situation and formulated a plan as to how you're going to get out of that job? So
Because there are
you
so
can actually
many
get that
ways.
freedom. Yes, there's so
There's-
many ways to just making money.
There are so many ways. Look, I think the first, and this is now a little bit of Miki advice. The first thing you want to do is you want to sit and ask yourself, what is money? How does money work?
I think we should have we should do a little what's name on
Oh yes, we will.
money.
We will. Trust me. That's coming in the next few episodes. It's on the agenda. Before season 2. Money in itself, it's not what you think it is. So if you have an understanding of what money is, how it works, and how to attain it, versus not how to maintain it, but how to attain it. You need to know how to attain it and then maintain it.
Yes.
So you cannot maintain money from the beginning. You have to first attain money. People always tell you must save in this, save in that, and then savings work to a certain extent, but also once you get to a point where you're saving, what are you doing to maintain the revenue? You should be investing it.
What is the saving for? Like you save for what? At the end of the day, you end up 50, 60 years old and you have all these savings. You're too old to spend the money and enjoy the money.
You have to invest
saving
in appreciating assets.
Exactly that, yeah. Look at that. That's topic. That's like put a pin in that. Like pin it there. It's there. Leave it here so long.
The third thing I wanted to talk about before we end, because we time moves and life goes on and we have responsibilities. The third and final thing I want to talk about is schooling versus minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
Why was school so fucking expensive, me, bro?
Well, personally, I haven't reached that point yet, but I've heard.
Why, me, bro? Why? For what?
I think I know why. It's back to the point that I brought up earlier, right? So schooling it's made within a certain bracket. The price of schooling is in a certain bracket, so that for the majority of the population, they can't afford it. If there's one breadwinner in the house, they can't afford proper schooling, which means the second party needs to go and work as well to be able to provide that schooling for the child, right? So now you have both parents who need to work, and not one parent who wants to work, but both who need to work in order to provide a proper education for their child or children.
I just had a woke moment.
Yeah?
It's related to what you're speaking about, and tax and so on, right?
Yeah?
But it also relates to what I said. The rich get richer, and the poor get poorer.
Uh-huh.
That's all it means, right? So you want your child to go to a good affluent school, right? That's what you want.
Everybody wants that. Obviously, they want the best for their children.
But everybody wants that, right? But now you have to pay extra money. So what do you have to do? You have to work overtime. Your partner has to work.
Yep.
And then your child goes to that school, and they don't pass. Then you take it out on your child. What does that mean? It's a whole cycle of that child will then, if you can't send the child to that affluent school, you automatically have a mindset of like, I'm poor. That bottles into your kid. Your kid is the next generation of your bloodline.
Yes.
What does that mean? They will stay poor. You know what I mean?
It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Not that I'm saying we're rich. We're not. We will be one day, inshallah.
I mean.
But, it all comes down to the mindset. And I think that's important. But, yo, bruh, like, every time you speak, it's like,
each topic that we touched on at the moment, we can go a lot deeper into.
And we will.
But at this time, I think it's enough. It's enough to just provoke some thought for everybody out there.
And that's what the opinion's about.
Yeah.
We're sharing our opinions, and we want you to get provoked by it, whether you like it or not, and then give us your opinion. So again, the bottom of the screen here will be an email address where you can send your opinion, what you want us to cover on the show. If you liked the show, if you didn't, tell us if you didn't.
Any feedback is welcome.
We appreciate it. We will read it. We will check it out. We will, speak to it in the next episode. And we haven't had any other feedbacks yet. But shout out to every single person that's been liking the video, sharing our videos. We appreciate it. Just remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and most importantly, go and look at our link tree.
Yeah, in the description below the video, you'll find the link tree link. If you go into that link, you'll see a lot more links. Go into all of those links and do the things.
All the things.
All the things.
All the links. And as always, it was fun. Thank you once again for showing up today. We appreciate you. If you want to hear more of the Opinion 2.0, please come back next week.
Yep.
And
same time, same place.
Same time,
Hopefully.
same place.
Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed, you know, if the world doesn't end.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's happening tomorrow.
Maybe it's load shedding.
maybe it's load shedding. Maybe it's water shedding. Maybe it's energy saving, light shading.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know what I just said there.
But
I'm losing words here. Everyone, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Have a fantastic
Take care of yourselves.
afternoon, evening, day further. From myself, Miki, and my co-host,
Yaas.
we are out.
Stay safe.